I thought North Attleboro, especially the boys team, after going 1-39, I think they won 7 games and they actually played in the state tournament this year.
Yeah, this was a great season for North Attleboro basketball on both the boys and the girls side. Both teams, I think they both finished 3 or 4 games under 500, but both made it into the tournament as 34 seeds and hosted a doubleheader, which was great for basketball in the town. It was a great atmosphere for both games. I've said it on here a few times. I think Coach Ashley Keepa is doing a fantastic job with that girls team. I believe they have 5 underclassmen, all who played significant minutes, who are going to be coming back next year. And I think they're going to be a dangerous team. I think their goal should be to finish a couple games over 500 and win a tournament game. And then the following years when they should really start to make some serious noise. I mean, the Hockomock League is so difficult. It's not going to be easy, but there's a lot of potential there. And hoping the same for Coach Smith on the boys' side.
Del Malloy, you called color commentating a number of the North girls games. Fairly young team. Some of the better players were younger players, correct?
Yeah, the interesting thing was as the season went on, you saw more of the younger ones and a little bit less of the older players. Still a complete team. The coach did a great job with them, but boy, the future is bright.
How as a coach, and you were a very successful coach, certainly, how as a coach do you reward the upperclassmen for being there and keeping the program going, and then kind of phase them out to bring in the other younger players who are probably more talented?
I think communication is the key. You don't just surprise them. So I would have a preseason meeting, tell them their roles, a mid-season meeting, and a late-season meeting. And as the younger players were able to take on more of the load, I'd explain it to the older players so they knew not to be disappointed. They're still playing good, but they're being passed.
Mark Farinella, I know you did not cover North Attleboro on a regular basis, but one thing I know about Mark Farinella follows all of the area basketball teams. Good to see North rising up from the ashes.
I agree, but I'm not as in love with them as you guys are. I'll be honest, and I don't mean to be the party pooper here, but there's still a lot of work to be done with both teams. I did a lot of viewing of both teams on secondary coverage. I wasn't at the games, but I watched either your games or the huddle camera games, and I still didn't quite pick up. I don't want to be too negative here, but I think that North Attleboro still relied so much on individual effort, the boys, towards the end. Still, Johnny Obachowski had a very good season. Peckham had a great season, I think. But I think there were still a lot of moments when the games got a little close or something like that, they still resorted to kind of the I've got to do the job here. I got to get it all done, and not as much team cohesion. Obviously, to improve the point that they did from, say, mid-season to the end of the season, they deserve all the props in the world. I just still think there's a lot of work for them. As for the girls' side, again, I'm not as enamored by what I saw. The program has gotten off to a little bit more momentum, and yes, a lot of the younger players started playing, and they have a couple of very good young players. But I think one of the things that was a real telling moment for me was when I saw them beat Agawam in the playoffs, and North Attleboro did not play a good game, but Agawam was horrible. So they were able to win that game without really looking like a tournament team. So again, a lot of work to be done. The work is being done, and I think that will be a positive thing in the future.